this is Harold Max. I'm calling from the 313, baby. Did I mention we're from the Motor City? 313 in the house. So today, do it yourself, DIY, do it yourself, is how to get rid of one of these big tree stumps. You see, I've got my trusty Craftsman 18-inch. This is a buddy of mine. I've got one that's about 20 years older. The fuel lines died, so I had to borrow my buddy's. Now, this right here you're looking at is a result of a about 100-foot dead elm. And right in this direction where I'm pointing, we dropped this one. Swing over, camera lady. That's Mrs. Max. And we dropped another one right there. These are about 100 feet high. Do not try this at home. No, no, no. Even in the 313, I'll drop a 50-footer, baby. But we needed a boom lift to get to the top of this one. There's a man by the name of Zeke. He is the junk. If you're in the 313, baby, you got to get a hold of Zeke. He'll drop one of these bad boys if you mention my name for about 300 bucks. Now, you got to do the cleanup, but that's a heck of a deal. So here's the deal. Zeke cut this sucker down. It dropped. He cut that one. It dropped. There's wood everywhere. I've been slicing and dicing. When you are trying to get rid of one of these stumps, right? I have been out here 30 minutes laboring in vain, and I don't like to labor in vain, baby, because we're from the 313. We want to be efficient. So I had my 18-inch chainsaw. I said, this is going to look ugly when this green goes away. And the missus don't want to be looking at no stump. She wants to be looking at the big man right here in the 313. So I came in here and I cut, and I cut, and I cut, and I grabbed my wedge, and I grabbed my maul, and I tried to open it up and cut it down, but I wasn't having it. The tree wasn't a dropping, or the stump wasn't a dropping. Now, the mistake I made was this. I was cutting like I would normally cut down a tree, right? I was just trying to do my back cut. But the problem is, this saw blade is too short. It's 18 inches. It's actually 17 inches if you look at the spike. That's only about 17 or 16 inches. It's really not 18 inches. So I was cutting, and I couldn't get this thing down. I could not knock it down. So I go to the YouTubers, and some dude from Norway, and he taught like the Swedish chef from Sesame Street, I kid you not, or from the Muppets. He knew how to do this. What you gotta do is you gotta do a plunge cut. So you take the saw and you go in like this, pointy forward, and then you just walk around the tree. Now, I finish this up with a plunge cut, and it's ready to come down, as you can see. So I'm gonna get rid of this so the Miss Max can stand in there. But if you look at my cuts, I was coming like this instead of plunging like this. Now walk over, Mrs. Max. We're gonna go live. We're here at the 313. Did I mention we're from the 313, baby? Did I mention that? Right here, Mrs. Max. So we're gonna cut this one live. So Mrs. Max is coming through the woods. Mrs. Max is an avid hiker. Now, Mrs. Max, tell me when I get this level to like, not to the ground, but just level. Is that about level, Mrs. Max?
Looks it to me.
What's that? Looks good. So this is just my cutting mark, right? I got a bunch of little trees and bushes. I'm on the side of a hill. So I'm not going to cut this all the way down to the ground because it's kind of on a hill here. And I don't want to, I'm not really that worried. I just don't want to see this out the back window. But you can take it all the way down, right? But I just don't need to. So just to make life easy, I got my bungee cord up here. I'm taking my black magic marker. I'm gonna walk around so I can keep my cut somewhat level. Now you could use a piece of like tape on this, right? You could use maybe some masking tape. I'm out of masking tape. We just did a bunch of painting. So all my blue tape, all my tape is gone. I'm not gonna use duct tape because that would gum up the saw, right? So I just walked around with my magic marker. So I got myself a nice line I can walk around. Let's see if that took. Yeah, I can see it right there. I'm all the way around. So I'm gonna get rid of this. Safety first in the 313. I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna grab my saw. Now look, whenever you're cutting, You guys are looking at what I got on. I got some jeans on, I got a sweatshirt on, I got some gloves, some eye protection. Nothing's gonna fall. I don't need a hard hat. Okay, now, should I have leather chaps? I should, right? I used to wear leather gloves, but it's too hard to control the saw. So I just went with lightweight gloves because I think it's kind of like I'd rather control the saw than have hand protection, right? I don't have leather. So that's, you know, you do what you can do. So I'm gonna grab my saw from over here. I'm coming back. Now look, these things are dangerous, right? You gotta be careful. First thing I said, can I walk around this tree without banging into anything? No, I can't. This guy's in my way. I'm gonna get rid of that, right? Everything else is clear. I'm gonna cut rid of this so I don't trip on it. Now when you start one of these bad boys, that's up. On this one you do about 10 pumps. Let's just see if we can start it, right? Pull out the choke, right? Now look, the saw blade is facing away from me. I'm just gonna drop it. 1, 2, 3. Pushing the choke. 1. Now you can see the idle is good because the chain isn't swinging. So I got good idle, right? I'm gonna put my hand out there, but I sharpened this chain before I came out here, so I should be good on the chain sharpness. I did cut a log or two, just to make sure I was sharp. Mrs. Max, could you walk over there so we get a better view here? Now look, I'm gonna clear the landing area. Saw down, right? The worst thing that can happen is you can fall down when you got a chainsaw, right? So I'm getting rid of this flush, right? I hate to cut down anything that's alive, but I don't want to have an accident out here. The first thing I do is I clear my working area. I just shovel checking for sticks, right? Look at this, a golf ball. Me and my son Danny used to hit him over the house and try to put him in the fire pit. That was probably one of mine. Let me throw that through. That's one of those pinballs. I think I'm clear. Now watch. This is line. I've never done this before. I watched the Swedish chef, the dude from Norway. He is the jump. So I'm going to do a plunge cut. Then I think I'm going to walk this way around, okay? I'm not happy with my work area still. Don't want to trip on nothing. Better safe than sorry. You guys feel good about life. Here we go. You watching? Standing like a can right there, baby. Now, I'm going to start walking around, trying to keep that blade like this, and I'm going to do a walk around the stuff and see what we got. bogged down. I'm gonna shut up the chain just off for a second. I bogged down right at the end. So I don't know. Oh baby! Did I tell you? We're from the 313. Take a look. I spent 30 minutes cutting it the wrong way, maybe an hour. I was trying to do this. I was trying to do this. I was trying to do this. No, 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 you gotta plunge it, baby, watch. Okay, 1, 2, 3, timber! 313, baby! We're out!